I'm Alana Kent. As Christians, we believe faith is essential in our daily lives. Having trust in God, or in anyone for that matter, is what makes a strong relationship for us. We are very lucky to have God in our lives today, as we affirm our faith and go through the regular ups and downs of life. Speaking of ups and downs, the spark for our sermon comes from Alana describing her English assignment due the following day. She was given an emotion, in her case curiosity, and it was her job to describe it using the senses. As she explained her circumstance, the thought of describing many other emotions came to us. We started talking about other concepts and emotions to the senses, and what they would be like if they were tangible, something that we could smell or hear or see, specifically faith. When faith is grasped through our senses, we have a stronger feeling of that concept. So strong that sometimes it seems as if we could touch faith or see it. When we are aware of faith through our senses, it becomes clear that in that moment, God is touching us.
Anxious for ideas that would continue to fan the flame of our idea, and being the technology-centered teenagers we are, we Google searched for what does faith look like. Images came up resembling simply the word faith, posted with word art onto a scenic picture of a sunset. While it is beautiful, it isn't typically where we see faith in our everyday lives. We started thinking about how we see faith. Although it may seem simple enough, it was a challenge because faith is literally everywhere. In a city street, in an empty field, everywhere we as Christians walk, faith follows us. It was easier to pinpoint some symbols of faith we see, such as hope, assurance, and confidence in God. Hope is evident in the sight of the first snowdrops poking through the frozen winter ground. Assurance is the feathers and eggs in the mother dove's nest. Confidence in God is plainly seen in the church community, like right now.
Other than the sight, we thought about faith in our other senses. We again searched the internet for, what does faith smell like? The only result we looked at was a video of a man talking about how faith smelled like bacon. I don't know about you, but when I think of faith, bacon isn't the first thing that comes to mind. And that makes perfect sense. Even though the definition of faith is the same, confidence or trust in a person or thing, everyone has their own definition of faith. Just like faith to the senses is perceived differently by everyone. When we smell faith, we smell it in clean linens, a freshly cut grass meadow, and dust after rain.
Working our way through the five senses, we wondered about what faith sounded like. A sound is powerful. It has the ability to send you to another time, like when you hear a certain song, for example. It can transport you back to the first time you heard it as a child. A sound is also reassuring, reminding us of the presence of God or the Holy Spirit. Maybe it's the voice of someone you love, or the strumming of a guitar singing praise to the Lord. Although our searches yielded nothing, the sound of faith was easy enough to conjure in our minds. Faith sounds like bells chiming, laughter, and the steady heartbeat of God's people, connecting us and meeting within every one of us.
We almost felt that exploring faith through taste would be pushing it. Keeping up with the pattern of searching the internet, we looked once more. Our result, again, mostly the word bacon. Faith bacon, to be exact. Intrigued at what faith bacon could be, we did some sleuthing, and it is not, in fact, something that will strengthen your experience with Christ. She's an actress that died in 1956. And that's about when we decided to stop Google searching. Looking to our own senses for answers, we realized that we could taste faith almost every week in the bread and wine at communion. When we share the bread and wine, we are becoming closer as a church community and closer to God.
Faith is certainly a main idea in the Bible. God has given us our five senses not only to be able to sense Him with more clarity, but to perform many different benevolent actions to help those in need. We sing songs and hymns so that people may hear them and be filled with the Spirit. We give meals to people who don't have them so that they may smell it and taste it and know that God is with them. Some also make prayer shawls so that when the need for comfort is great, one may hold the shawl and touch it and feel the love and care that was put into it. Our congregation has participated in so many of these compassionate actions, and there are opportunities for so many more. Every individual here today senses faith in different opportunities and actions. So So we encourage you to think about how you personify faith.
Alana and I understand that we would not be able to fully sense how God works in our lives without some very important people. First, our families, who have been with us since the very beginning and continue to aid us in our walk with Christ. Also, all of our Sunday school teachers, especially our confirmation teachers, who have taught us so much about God and his ways. Pastor Paul and Rick, who have been with us these final weeks and encouraged us to write this sermon and affirm our faith.
We would also like to give thanks to the congregation who have been with us since we started Sunday school, which is almost 8 years ago. We hope that we will be able to continue our journey in faith together. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust.